Alright, good morning, folks. Today is October 6th, 2025. Oh, man. I tell you, what a weekend. I'm just extremely tired this morning. It was a good weekend. I'm just extremely tired. Motherfucker. So, I'm going to arrive a little late, obviously. I got out the door a little late. Love it when shit just kind of comes out at the last second, you know what I mean? So, I don't mean that like as a bad thing. I mean getting ready wise, you know, like, oh, no, it's 7:35 and I'm forgetting this and that, and then the next thing you know it's 7:40 and I'm like, oh my god. But I'm not done doing what I gotta do, you know, so what else? Well, I guess to talk about the weekend. Friday, I woke up, started watching Monster, the Ed Gein story. I thought it was pretty good, but I know they were mostly basing that show on speculation and accusation as opposed to what really happened. So, a bit of spoiler alert. I thought it was a good show. I could see why a lot of people didn't really care for it. But I thought it was pretty good. Honestly, I thought it was a pretty good show. So, I watched like 20 minutes of it before I started work. And then Friday was a normal day, you know, for the most part. So now they're hounding. I told Kyle they just better leave me alone on it, but they managed to convince Kyle to come into work on Saturday, and I felt really bad for him, honestly, because he was approved for overtime, but they better not bother me on that. I put no overtime on my shit. No overtime, no weekends. So, yeah, the show, like I said, is based more on fantasy, really, as opposed to what really happened. Because they accused him of so many different things, of kidnapping a babysitter, the disappearances of two hunters, you know, like they accused him of a lot, so they mostly spoke on speculation if he did those crimes, you know, but they can never really prove if he did or not. So what they went for to make the show interesting if he did those crimes, except for the two women he did actually kill. So, yeah. But I finished the show. I like how they talked about his backstory, his current story, what caused him to get inspired. I liked how, obviously they show his story. And then I like how they show what he inspired in the end. So certain episodes are dedicated to certain movies that he made, especially. So one episode was how Psycho was made, how Ed Gein inspired Psycho, how Texas Chainsaw Massacre was inspired, and how The Silence of the Lambs was inspired. But it was still pretty good, though. So, but yeah, I finished the show Saturday morning. I watched it before I got to work on Friday. I watched it after I got out of work on Friday. And then I finished it off the next morning. After Friday morning. Or Saturday morning. Saturday morning, I had to get up early because I had to take Kyle to work, which they asked him for overtime. I just told them I hope they don't make a habit of that. I don't want them to make a habit of asking us to do it, because I'm not going to do it. That's what I told them. I told them I'm not coming in on Saturday to do overtime. Let's turn this down. But yeah, so I don't want them to make a habit of it, of asking us to come in on Saturday. So I took him to work, dropped him off, came back, and I went door dashing with Mom all day. All day. And then I came home and I went to bed pretty early, I think, like 10-ish. No, we got home at 9. So like 10 or 11, actually. Went to church, Justin's dad and his sister finally came to church. They like it, so they might come next week too, and so on and so forth. Jack couldn't be there because their car was broken. Fucking James messed up the fuses in the car, so of course, oh my god, 725, bro. Why? Good thing I already got my shirt on and all that, because, honestly, when I saw I was going to get there a little late, I just said, fuck it, and I just put my shirt on and shit. All I got to do is change my shoes and put my belt on, and then that's it. But anyway, yeah, so, yeah, I took Jack and Rick to get some parts for their car, and then, yeah, that was about it, really. Just, after that, I threw my back out again, mainly because Rick was in the back seat of my seat, so I had to be all scrunched up and sitting close to the wheel, so it messed up my back. I started cramping up and shit too, so he was cramping up back there too, because it was a little uncomfortable. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I know it definitely is not comfortable. So, took them to get whatever they needed for a few hours, got gas, came back, and I just hung out for like an hour or two, and then Grandma needed to go to the store to get some stuff for dinner, which we had salmon and rice and Caesar salad, right? But we had to go to the store to get that stuff. Okay, thank you, phone.